Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Toybiz Marvel Legends Series 3 Magneto. This superposable figure has 36 points of articulation and includes a 32-page comic book and collector wall-mountable display stand. It's been a while since Spot actually has had a look at some of the old Toybiz Marvel Legends, and I thought, you know what, it was time that I go back and start re-looking at some of the classics that all us collectors have fallen in love with. Toybiz still to this day, though still a little bit dated. Truth be told, though, Toybiz Marvel Legends still stack up to the kind of Marvel Legends that we're getting now. On the back of the package, the figures that you can get from Series 3 would have been Thor, Magneto, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. The read-up says the self-anointed Master of Magnetism has dedicated his life to the advancement of Homo Superior, even if it must bring about humanity's downfall. To ensure the ascendance of mutant kind, arguably the most powerful man on Earth, Magneto believes that mutants represent the next step in human evolution, and he's grown very weary of waiting for Homo sapiens to cede control of the planet. Magneto is a mutant with the ability to shape and manipulate magnetic fields, both natural and artificial. Using his powers to augment his strength, he can lift up to 100 tons. Magneto also possesses minor psychic skills, such as the ability to create mental barrier against sonic attack and read minds on a basic level. Spot would have said you can head over to Toybiz, but again, unfortunately, Toybiz is no longer around. Loaned here. Having said that, Spot's going to take a break and get this open up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Toybiz Marvel Legends Series 3 Magneto. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. So, for starters, Magneto comes with the X-Men #2 Magneto Triumphant. Fitting enough comic to be included with a Magneto. It's not just some random comic. And this is from the, I guess, the re-release X-Men from the 90s, where Jim Lee ran the first little while of the comics there. Spot still has actually all of these comics, and still reads that I go back and I reread from time to time. So he comes with that. We'll just put that to the side. Magneto also comes, of course, if I can actually pick it up, with a display stand. And the one thing with some of the Toybiz pieces that still to this day hold up really well are the display stands that come with these pieces. In this case, we have a severed head. This head has seen better days. This is a severed head of one of these Sentinels. His eye is over here. I mean, there's just debris and everything all over the side of this head. But really cool, though. I mean, still a really, really cool piece. There's a peg hole right there that you can put Magneto on and have him standing on the display stand. There's the underside. You can also hang it, as with most Toybiz pieces had. There was a little hook on a lot of their stands. You can hang them, and you could have the figure standing off from that. So, really cool, though. I mean, really cool. Putting that to the side. Magneto, of course, also comes with his trusty Magneto helmet. As soon as Spot really watched the first X-Men movie, the Bryan Singer movie, liked Magneto. I just really was disappointed with the way he looked. I miss like this old classic medieval style helmet that came with Magneto. They kind of changed that with the First Class movies, but there you have a his helmet there. It's a pliable rubber too, so putting it on his head is would not be a problem. Fits on his head very well. Little snug, but still fits on his head really, really well. Having a look, though, at his face. Now, this Magneto was re-released with a slightly different face for the, I think it was like a 6-pack. It came with Beast, it came with Wolverine. It came with the exclusive Rogue as well. And his face was a little more angry. Same exact figure. Nothing was changed to the figure itself, other than really just the face. Also the same helmet as well. As a whole, the figure, very, very Toybiz-ish in the fact that it's got lots of articulation, which is good. Some of the things that I was never really crazy about, like large hands. which was something that Toybiz, for a lot of their Marvel Legends, they always had really large hands. And one of the culprits for having large hands was that they gave them articulated fingers. So like this whole hand section would bend, but it would bend as one pair of 4 fingers. Like it wouldn't bend as individual fingers. So to have it open made sense, but when you started closing the hands, sometimes it made them look a little awkward. And again, in the case of Magneto, it looks like he's got giant oven mitts. Very classic comic colors in that he's got this kind of pinkish red costume color, and then the accents of the purple cape as well, which is really a nicely sculpted piece. An interesting to note detail, though, is that the purple has like little flecks of glitter in it. Not really sure why, but that glitter carries over to the back of the cape. You can kind of see the little flecks there as well, and on the inside of his cape too. He feels like he's a little short. Like as a whole, I feel like the figure is a little small. He's not so bad proportioned up here, but he's shorter, it seems, in the leg area. The definitive Magneto still for me is the Marvel Select Magneto, which I think was posed properly, had a perfect face. I really liked him with the helmet. The way they looked with the helmet really was a good piece, a good looking figure. And again, he was proportioned. He had longer legs. I feel like this Magneto is just a little too short. For your articulation, though, Magneto's head does rotate back and forth and up and down. You'll notice, though, moving his head moves quite easily left and right, but doesn't really move very well up and down. It's really limited by probably the sculpt on the back of the hair and perhaps the chin area of Magneto. His shoulders are on a pin and socket shoulder hinge. And also, one thing that a lot of Toybiz figures also had was this additional elbow joint here. Allowed you to bring the arms forward, a little more forward than just a straight conventional joint would allow you. He has that swivel in the bicep. He has a double bend at the elbow, swivel and hinge in the hand. And as we've already discussed, he's got the bend in the fingers as well. For your torso, he has a crunch, an upper torso ball joint. A little harder to access because you end up really accessing the ball joint that has his torso sitting in the socket of his waist. Which is maybe one of the other gripes, not really a gripe, but one of the cons to the figure as well, because he has this ball joint sitting in there. It makes this area look very broad, kind of like a sumo wrestler belt. As for his legs go forward, back, out. By the way, also, this is something that Hasbro took the longest time to actually figure out, was just to perfect legs. It wasn't the swivel where you had to swivel the leg forward and then move the leg, swivel the leg out to move the leg out. It just was a very easy joint. Swivel in the thigh, he has a double bend at the knee, and swivel and hinge in the foot. Let's not also forget he's also got a bend right there in the toe. Again, it's just really, really stiff. You know, still, again, as Spot mentioned, to this day, these figures still hold up really, really well. Sculpts, I think, have certainly improved since over the course of the time that we've seen these figures being released to what we're seeing now. But I still think, like the Toybiz, are the figures that defined action figure making. They did two things very, very well. Good sculpt and amazing articulation. For that reason, still one of my favorites, Magneto, I'm going to give him an 8.5. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Toybiz Marvel Legends Series 3 Magneto. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more videos heading your way, and also we're going to be looking into more of the older Marvel Legends figures as Spot goes through some of his collection that I've been picking up over the years. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time.